We're going to talk about the real future of video games in a minute. This is stuff that probably 90% of you guys have never seen. It's insane. It is absolutely insane. Okay, so stay tuned for the next segment. We're talking about realistic graphics a lot, right? We've been talking about realistic graphics for the past 20 years. You guys may be remembering, if you're old enough, that there was always moments where we saw, I don't know, GTA 3, and everyone's like, okay, like graphics can't get better than this. This is crazy. And then the next game would come out and everyone's like, oh, graphics can't get better than this. Now, nowadays, one game that still, and it's a few years old now, but still sits at somewhat of a benchmark of like graphics and photorealism and just high-end graphics in games is Red Dead Redemption 2, right? Red Dead Redemption 2 sits as one of these benchmarks where everyone's like, almost no other game has the complexity and the beauty that Red Dead Redemption 2 has. And part of that is that we're constantly chasing this idea of photorealism, right? So you get stuff like this one, for example. And bear with me on this. Trust me, there's gonna be moments where in a minute where you're like, holy f***, dude. Where the fuck do gaming graphics even go from here, right? What's left after real-time path tracing? What's left, guys? Look at these graphics, right? Look at it. This is basically photorealism. We have real-time path graphics, which is like ray tracing. So light bouncing off objects and creating like perfect reflections of the environment in this helmet and all that shit. Well, let me tell you where graphics can go from here, dude, okay? Because there is a little thing called AI. And I know a lot of people are like, well, AI fucking sucks, okay? Everything AI is garbage. But check this out. So what this is, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a setup of what this is. So what you see here is a screenshot from Red Dead Redemption 2, right? Like Red Dead Redemption 2, obviously incredibly beautiful game. And this is like, a lot of people would look at this and be like, yeah, that's almost photorealistic. Like it looks really good. The lighting looks good. The little chickens, they all cast their shadows. The muddy floor almost seems to have depth to it, you know, how mud floor has and stuff. It's a beautiful game, right? Don't get me wrong. Red Dead Redemption is a beautiful game. You put modern games on with ray tracing and all that. But here's what they did in this video. They took games like Red Dead Redemption, or this is a specific example of Red Dead, but you'll see another example in a minute. And they overlaid it with AI photorealism. Okay, so they told AI, here's what this looks. Now make it look photorealistic. Okay. Now, what you're gonna see in a second is still calculated in a computer and it takes some time. So they record this gameplay footage, they feed it into the AI, and the AI will, I don't know, digest it for 20 minutes or an hour, I don't know how long it takes, and spit out this photorealistic game. But keep in mind, what you're about to see will become real time at some point in the near future. We will get real time graphics like the one you see in a second. And again, keep in mind, everyone is like, oh my god, it's photorealistic. Where can we go from here? This is where we can go, bro. This is where we can go. These are photorealistic graphics. I mean, I get it, right? It's AI, so like AI is still in its infancy, right? So you see the dog glitching weirdly, maybe his foot moves slightly off and stuff. But keep in mind, we're just starting on the AI journey. This is the first somewhat prototype of taking game graphics and turning them into an AI-generated image of those graphics. So it's like a layer over the visual graphics. There's still a 3D wall here and a 3D model of a dog, but the AI generates content over it. So you're not seeing the actual rendered model, you're seeing an AI interpretation of it. And again, at the moment, it's not perfect, but hopefully it gives you a rough idea of where this shit might be going in the future, dude. And again, everyone's like, oh my god, where can we go from here? We've reached photorealism. It's like, no, bro, look at this. We are far from photorealism. This is the Red Dead Redemption shot. This is the photorealistic AI shot, okay? And I get it. It looks weird at the moment, and someone comments as well, Uncanny Valley, right? Mom's YouTube account. I get it. It's a fair point, but you have to understand this. This is infant technology. This is the version 0.05 of where we're going, right? Look at this. Look at this. Look at the woman, right? It looks really good. It looks great. Like nice rendering, nice lighting, realistic shadows. But now look at this. This is photorealism. This is actual photorealism. This looks like a photo. The lighting, the woman, and again, it's a bit weird and smooth, and it's AI shit, right? It does have the AI kinks that we see from AI these days. But Skausenot says as well, 10 years and we'll have it, bro. In 10 years, give this technology another 10 years of development. This will run in real time on your machine, and it will generate these kinds of graphics in real time over an existing 3D engine. Because here's what this will allow us to do. Keep in mind, this is AI generated, so there's no artist that sits behind it and manually changes the model and adjusts the lighting. And it's like, no, dude, the AI does that for you, right? So that will allow us in the future to remaster games on the fly. We can take any game that we have, even back to, you know, Nintendo 64 times or whatever, feed that shit. Look at this. Do you know what I mean? This is Red Dead Redemption right now. You feed it into this AI, and this is how that comes out. This was the moment where it should have switched the moment I said this, but this is how it comes out, bro. This is actual photorealism. This looks like a movie set. This looks like someone's walking with a camera through a movie set, right? Like it's real. It's completely real. So you need a little bit of imagination to think about how this will, you know, lead up to things in the future. But bro, this is the future of gaming. That's what it is. This is the future of remastering games. You'll feed any stupid game into this engine and it will spit out a photorealistic AI-generated replica of it. Again, at the moment, it's in its infancy and it's imperfect. You can point flaws with it. You know, you can say, well, you know, the typography up here, or, you know, his foot looks weird, or whatever. You can make certain points. But again, give it 10 years, bro. Dude, we're gonna play games that look like this. Do you see the difference? And it just highlights brutally how far away we still are from photorealism. Like, this is not even close to fucking photorealism. Like what we're seeing in games like Red Dead and even like very contemporary games at the moment. It's not even close, bro. We are so far from it, man. Will we have zombies with 6 fingers? Well, they're gonna fix that eventually, bro. I get it. Fingers and all that, and I saw the Call of Duty loading screen with Santa, you know, and all that. But dude, you know, even that, like, because now you're going into the close-up of you kneel down and you look at foliage on the floor. You just need AI to generate it. You don't need a model anymore. Now the AI will generate details that go all the way to the microscopic level. You know what I mean? There's no limit of a 3D model anymore. The idea is insane. It's absolutely insane. Look at this, right? Look how this looks, dude. This is wild. Leadskeet with the 199 US. I appreciate that, dude. Nvidia's RTX remix text to refurb old games. So cool. Exactly. I give you another example, okay? There's a game out there called Project Zomboid. You may have played it, you may have not. And it looks like what you see here on the right-hand side. So the graphics are isometric, right? You look at it from above. They are not great. Like, it's all a bit like, I don't want to say pixelated, but it's like got a retro look to it. Look at Project Zomboid remastered and reimagined with AI. Look at it. You feed this game into AI and boom, it looks photorealistic. This is where we are now. It's not real time yet, but this is where we are right now. Look at it. Dude, this is like an isometric pixelated game. And that's what the AI generates. And we're going to get this in real time. Give it a few years. You know what I mean? Insane stuff, man. It's a bit like DLSS or something, right? Like RTX technology that basically adds like a post-processing layer over the game. It takes the game that looks kind of like garbage and pixelated or has like an abstract visual style and adds a layer over it that suddenly then makes it photorealistic. It recalculates the detail in the game on the fly. Dude, man, this blows my mind so hard. And we looked at other games before on a previous stream. I'm not going to repeat this now. Where 3D games that look a bit like GTA get generated in real time, right? Where suddenly, like, someone drives through a city and everything you see is generated in real time. And it looks photorealistic because it generates it from photos. So again, technology in its infancy, but we're going to get there. And this is, in my opinion, this is the future of gaming, man. We're going to get there. AI will be super powerful in this sector. It's wild. It is wild, man. Future DLSS. Exactly. Carl Carlson, you're making the point, man. That's it. It's the future of DLSS. It's the future of the post-processing layer over a game. And you know, probably you can switch it off. You can play Project Zomboid and you press button 1 and it looks like the pixel game. You know, you press button 2 and it looks like this. It's your choice. You know, you can switch, if you got the right graphics card, you can switch this post-processing layer on and off. And you best believe it that, or you better believe that Nvidia and these companies are currently working on exactly this, dude. To have a little processing unit on your graphics card that only calculates that in real time. Because it needs a lot of power. But, you know, give it a few years, we're gonna get there, because there's a lot of money to be made with this shit. And they will make that money, bro. Trust me. Trust me. And Nvidia is already heavily invested in the AI train anyway. They're fully on board with that, so it's gonna happen, man. Uncanny Valley achieved, somebody said earlier. It is, at the moment, a bit of an Uncanny Valley moment, but again, you have to look past what we're seeing on screen right now. This is not, this is not my point. Let me see. This is the guy who does this. I think he's got a few other examples on his channel as well. Grand Theft Auto 5 reimagined. So he fed Grand Theft Auto 5 into the AI as well. Let's see. I haven't seen this video, so I really don't know. It might look like garbage. But again, what we're seeing here at the moment is not the finished game. What we're seeing here is a proof of concept, right? He's just proving that there's insane potential here. That's what it is. And yeah, you see too many fingers and you see morphing limbs into each other. Sure. But the potential, bro, you have to see the potential of this. This is insane. This is actual photorealism. You know what I mean? Actual photorealism generated from the footage we're seeing here right now. Mr. Ash says, should we all invest money into AI companies? Not that have any money. No. I think you shouldn't, to be honest with you. This is not financial advice, obviously. I think, to be honest, at the moment, the AI craze that we're experiencing is somewhat fracturing. Because we all hope that AI, like not we, but like a lot of people in Silicon Valley and so on, hope that AI would really revolutionize a lot of things, right? I mean, think about NPCs that look like this, dude. This is insane, bro. Like walking around in GTA and it looks like this, dude. This is just an NPC. Like, dude, you know what I mean? On the right-hand side, you see the actual game. Holy fuck. Anyway, point being, a lot of people in Silicon Valley and in these tech companies making a lot of money with this stuff, they thought that like AI will solve a lot of problems, right? AI, because here's the thing. AI raised the question whether what we're currently seeing with these large language models, ChatGPT, Midjourney, all these kind of large language models that we're currently playing with, whether there's actually an active level of consciousness there, right? Where the AI can actually understand things and then learn from them and produce something new from those things it's learned. And we're increasingly understanding that's not the case, okay? We're increasingly understanding that AI is basically a stochastic parrot. It is a parrot that is good at learning things and then regurgitating them in a slightly different way. So there is no consciousness there in AI that we're currently having, right? That's not a thing. There's no intelligence. We call it artificial intelligence, but there is no real intelligence there. So that means, in my opinion, all these companies are currently waking up to that we will see a burst of the AI bubble as it currently is. AI does certain things very well, right? It builds your website in ChatGPT, it writes your text for you and all that. It does certain things well, but it has limitations, and people didn't think it would have these limitations. So I think first we will see a collapse of the AI bubble. That's what's going to happen. And then building from that, we're going to rebuild it. And we're going to see like this, where it revolutionizes the gaming sector. But that will happen in 5, 6, 7 years from now, where we really, really see this kind of stuff happening in real time. And it will have a huge impact, but it takes time. So yeah, that's what I think. Also beautiful. I notice how the AI thinks that the dinosaur there in the desert, right? The famous dinosaur over here is rendered as bushes and trees in the AI, because the AI doesn't understand that it's like an AI, that it's like a dinosaur model in the desert, right? It's confused by that. So it's like, yeah, those are bushes and trees. They're pink. I don't care. So, you know, it has its limitations. Now we've seen games that exist with 3D engines being fed into the AI, right? So this is actual footage from GTA, and they fed it into an AI and it created this footage. Very cool, very impressive. But there's another layer to this whole thing, because I think Google, is it Google? They just released a thing that they call World Labs. Is it Google? Let me see. So there's a thing called World Labs, okay? It has its own website, as you can see here. I believe it is a Google thing. Loads of smart people. These are loads of smart people working on it. Oh, look, it's Hayden Christensen over here. He also works on it. I mean, he does need a job, I guess. So, big brains, based in San Francisco. Obviously, all these tech startups are. But what World Labs does, and the gaming industry has been waiting for this for a long time, is it allows you to generate 3D worlds from an image. Okay? And, we've seen it coming for a long time. It's been a thing that people would be even generate an image using AI. And then you feed that AI-generated image into World Labs, and it does this. I show you. Look at this. So this is just an image, right? It looks to me like an AI-generated image. I don't know, but maybe an artist painted it or whatnot. But you take this image, feed it into World Labs, boom. This is what you get. Now you can walk around in it. And these are obviously different images, right? They're feeding different images into AI. Again, it's infancy technology, so it's not ready. It doesn't generate the whole world. It seems to be a fairly small bubble that is generated based on an image. But bro, we're getting there, man. We are getting there. This is the wet dream of video game environmental artists, environment artists who design spaces for video games. Now you take that concept art you have and you feed it into the AI, and you're sure you have to clean up some of it and you tidy it up and you make it look a bit better and you change that bush to that bush and whatnot. But overall, man, this is gonna open whole new doors. So this is the different thing. This is not what we looked at before. Before we looked at games that exist, GTA, Red Dead Redemption, AI layer over it, like DLSS. This is 3D worlds, complex 3D worlds generated from one single image, right? And it's not everything. Oh, is it Microsoft? I thought it might be Microsoft, actually. No, Google DeepMind just dropped Genie 2. So don't rely on me saying what this is. Maybe World Labs is not from Google. But this is Google DeepMind. It's called Genie 2. So it's the second version of their Genie platform. And this basically allows you to generate diverse interactive 3D worlds from a single image and text as well. So a lot of people are working on this at the moment. No 3D artist worked on this world. This is just, and you can see, the characters glitching out, and it's all a bit like, not perfect. But dude, you just saved 100 grand on environment artists designing this world. You need someone to clean it up, but dude, it now is created. So this is another aspect of AI that's currently entering the world, and the world of gaming in this particular case, that will potentially rethink and revolutionize that particular sector. Check it out. Diverse environments. Like here they're doing a racing game, all AI generated, right? The whole environment. And you can see it's struggling there a bit. Like suddenly the road becomes like a muddy road. Previously he was like on a Formula 1 racetrack. Now he's in like a muddy trench somewhere. So still a bit of a way to go, but it's getting there, bro. It's getting there. Now we have AIs that can generate 3D environments based on a few images. You give him 3-4 images. It's like, that's the room we need. There it is. It's done. It's already done. In real time. Reflections. So they're just giving a bunch of examples of stuff that this AI already can do at the moment. I'm so ready for this, says Max V. I always wanted to have 3D space made out of photos of my childhood home, and I can explore in VR. Exactly, right? You're going to be able, that's such a good point, man. I didn't even think about this. You're going to be able to take a photo that you shot on your Nokia phone, upscale it in AI, feed it in, like of your childhood home, feed it into this thing, and be able to walk around in your childhood homeroom. Unthinkable 5 years ago, but here we are, man. Here we are. AI is opening these doors to us. Another example, lighting, right? These are exercises in different challenges that 3D engines have. So that's like, you have a torch and you cast lighting around you. And obviously, this is terrifying, right? This is terrifying stuff for game developers, right? Because, bro, your team of 500 people has just been cut into 60 people that we need to make a game now, and these are AI experts and some environment artists, and that's basically it, right? That's all we need now to make games. And some companies have already announced that they're heavily doubling down on AI, like EA, for example, and a few other companies said we're going to focus a lot on AI-generated games. And to be honest with you, as much as I hate it that a lot of people are going to lose their jobs, but it makes a lot of sense, bro. It makes a lot of sense to double down on this technology being the future of gaming. Again, it takes 4 years, 5 years, 8 years, but we'll get there, bro. We will get there. Gerber says, the question is, how long do you play the game, or is the game playing you? That's the other thing, right? Because you can create, it's a good point, Gerber, because you can theoretically create a game that's infinite. If everything is AI generated, dude, the game never ends. It regenerates more and more story strands. It never ends. And the stories you will play can be completely different from the stories that your friend plays in the same game. Because you take certain decisions leading to certain, references that your friend will never even see. Because at the moment you need to model a game, it's very linear. Even big open world games like Stalker, it's still a linear experience somewhat. It opens so many crazy opportunities for gaming, dude. It is insane. John Hines says, there is no gameplay on display these clips. Sure, it can make a 3D environment, but does it know what makes games fun to play? No, it doesn't at the moment. But dude, think about it this way. What is the main money swallowing aspect of game development? It is creating these worlds. It's paying hundreds of artists to create 3D worlds that look nice, that are engaging, that are fun. Dude, that's what this AI does. You get a writer, you get mood imagery, right? You get concept art, you feed it into the AI, you have like 50-60% of the game already done. Now you just bring in a bunch of environment artists, and they're cleaning it up. They're going through the world. They're like, okay, this mountain is a bit too high. That looks like shit. We're cleaning this up. But you don't start from scratch. The AI generates 60% of the game from you, and now you bring in a few humans, which is like 20% of the team you previously needed, to clean it up and bring it to a state where it's really presentable and actually a somewhat decent game. I'm not saying the AI generates the whole game. That might be the end game of it, right? In the really far future. But at the moment, it is just about generating assets, right? It's just about generating these assets that make every developer's life easier, theoretically. But anyway, we get comments like this one from developers. Here's Ben Peelstick, and he says, "This is utter nonsense, mate. As a game developer, I'm at a loss for words about how fast this is happening. Google is able to simulate games using AI. This quality is poor, and it only maintains coherency for a few seconds, but there's no wall. This is going to keep getting better." Exactly, and he says it in the last sentence, bro. Yes, at the moment, it only can stay coherent for a few seconds. Fair enough. Bro, you gotta give it 10 years. You have to think about this in a 10-year spectrum. This is not a thing that is like, oh, tomorrow it can't generate a finished game. It's like, dude, you need like big scope thinking here. This is, 10 years, 20 years in the future. This shit is gonna revolutionize the whole fucking sector. It's gonna be insane. But you need the intellectual horizon to understand it is not about tomorrow, right? Tomorrow it's not coherent, you get glitchy arms and all that. 10 years, 15 years. And it will lead to a point where our children will laugh about us playing games in 3D engines. They're going to be like, what? You played a game in like an engine where like a polygon object was rendered with like lighting that bounces like ray tracing? What are you talking about? That's crazy. Like you actually generate photorealistic stuff off the cuff, man, without having any 3D models. Insane stuff. The future is coming our way. Developers are scared, understandably so. If you're in the video game industry right now, it's not looking good, man. These clips aren't 3D generated world files. They are video clips. There's nothing being created that can be worked for humans to clean up So no, that's not correct, John Hines. That's not correct. This applies, you're right, to what you see here. That is true. This is not a 3D world. This is pretty much generated from photos, so there's no, let's say, 3D file that comes out of this. This is correct. But like the, where was it? Let me see if I can still find it. This stuff, on the other hand, this Genie 2 is absolutely a 3D world. This is a 3D polygon world generated from an image or a text prompt. Okay, so yes, some of it, you're right, is not 3D. It's just images lined up. But you can see companies are working on it. This, what you see here, someone's playing this. You know, someone is running around in this 3D world that has been generated by this platform. So yes, at the moment, not everything is a 3D world, but we'll get there, bro. We'll get there. This will become, you'll see this forest. You can export that as a 3D file, textured and everything, with mist and, you know, it will be linking to Unreal Engine or whatever. These will be interlinking. Export it. Here you have your Unreal Engine file. You do a little bit of cleaning up and you're done. You have this forest as it looks here. Walk around in it. You know what I mean? That's what's going to happen. But the truth is, it's going to get so good that you won't even notice. You're not even going to notice. You're just going to play a game and you don't know if the world in this boat simulator is AI generated or not. You won't know. You're just playing the game. This could absolutely be generated by or created by a 3D artist, right? This environment you see here, that could be in a game right now. Totally.